It is a next topic is combined linear congruential generators. Okay, it is a approach is used to combine two or more multiplicative congruential generators. Okay, it's that's what the name is given, combined linear congruential generators. What we do here in this approach, we combine two or more multiplicative congruential generators. Okay, and it has a good properties and a longer periods. Okay, what are the good properties of a random number? It should maintain uniformity and it should be a independent property. Okay, these two are the main properties a random number should have this. Okay, and combined linear congruential generators are, it's an approach to combine two or more multiplicative congruential generators. Okay, let will say like wi comma 1 to wi comma 2 to wi comma k. Okay, that be the independent and discrete value random variables. Okay, these are the random variables wi comma 1, I comma 2, I until I comma k be the independent discrete random variables. Okay, and assume that wi comma 1 be the uniformly distributed on the integers from 0 to m1 minus 2. Okay, it is we say if it is a random number, it should be follows the uniformity property as well as independency property. Okay, so we are assuming that wi comma 1 be the which follows both the random numbers properties, that is independence and uniformity property. Okay, and it is in between the range of 0 to m1 minus 2 is the range. Okay, and here the time wi will be calculated by using this formula, that is sigma j equal to 1 to k wi comma j mod m1 minus 1. Okay, that is said to be uniformly distributed on the integers from 0 to m1 minus 2. Okay, here we have specified, right? We have assumed that wi comma 1 be the uniformly distributed on the integers from 0 to m1 minus 2. That means that wi will be wi is equal to sigma j equal to 1 to k wi comma j mod m minus 1. Okay, it is said to be uniformly distributed on the integers from 0 to m1 minus 2. Okay, now we'll see, let x I comma 1 x I comma 2 to I comma k be the ith output from the k independent multiplicative congruential generators. Okay, x I comma 1 and I comma 2 to I comma k be the ith output from k different multiplicative congruential generators. Okay, k different multiplicative congruential generators. Okay, where here the jth generator has the prime modules mj and multiplier aj. Okay, jth generator has the prime modules, that is mj, and multiplier aj. Okay, is chosen so that the period is mj minus 1. Okay, within this period we need to choose the mj value and aj value. Aj is the prime modulus value and aj is the multiplier. Okay, mj is the modulus value, aj is the multiplier, and these two should be chosen so that the period is mj minus 1. Okay, then jth generator produces the integers x I comma j, that is approximately uniformly distributed from 1 to mj minus 1, and also wi comma j minus x I comma j minus 1 is the uniformity distributed on the integers from 0 to mj minus 2. Okay, based on the suggestion made by the user, the combined the combined generator takes like this. The combined generator form will look like this. Xi is equal to sigma j equal to 1 to k minus 1 power j minus 1 into xi comma j mod m1 minus 1. Okay, m1 minus 1. Okay, this is the combined generator. Okay, in combined generator, xi value is xi is equal to sigma j equal to 1 to k minus 1 power j minus 1 xi comma j mod m1 minus 1. Okay, now we'll see how to find the Ri. If you know the Ri, what is the xi value? If you know the xi, what is the Ri value? Ri will be calculated as xi divided by m, right? Like that only we have calculated, we calculated the random number. Okay, if you know the xi value and if you know the modulus value, random number is calculation formula is xi divided by m. Okay, here the Ri value will be like this: xi by m1 when xi value is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, if xi value is greater than or equal to 0, random number will be calculated by using this formula, xi by m1. Okay, if xi value is equal to 0, we need to find the random number like this: m1 minus 1 divided by m1 is the random number, Ri. Ri is equal to m1 minus 1 divided by m1 when xi value is equal to 0. Okay, if xi value is greater than 0, xi divided by m1 is the formula to calculate random number. Okay. Next, the maximum possible period for such generator is like given like this. The period will be p equal to m1 minus 1 into m2 minus 1 to mk minus 1 whole divided by 2 power k minus 1. Okay, this is the formula to find the maximum possible period. Okay, maximum possible period can be calculated by using this formula: m1 minus 1 into m2 minus 1 into mk minus 1 divided by whole divided by 2 power k minus 1. Okay, this is the formula to find the maximum possible period for the generator. Okay, we'll see one small problem here. That is, for 32-bit computers suggested by Elser, combining k equal to 2 generators with m1 value is given like this and a1 value is given like this and m2 value also is given and a2 value also is given. A1 value is selected and m1 value also is given. A2 value and m2 values are given. Okay, and they have asked us to use Elser's combining generator, that is k value is equal to 2 they have given. Okay, and it will be like this. We are substituting these values in the formula. Okay, this by using the algorithm we are substituting this given values in the problem. That is, select seed value, that is x1 comma 0 in the range of 1 comma m minus 1. Okay, that is 1 comma m minus 1, m, that is 1 comma m1 value is given here in the problem. Okay, that minus 1. The m1 value is 2147483563 is the m1 value. Okay, m1 minus 1 value will be like this: 2147483562 is the m1 minus 1. Okay, here the seed value should be selected in the range of 1 comma 2147483562. Okay, that is for the first generator. Okay, next for the second generator, seed value should be selected, that is x2 comma 0 in the range of 1 comma m minus 1. Okay, here for the second generator, the m value is given in the question is 214748 483,399 is the value. They have given the m value. Okay, now we need to find m minus 1, that is 1 comma m minus 1 is m value is 2,147,483,399 is the m value. M minus 1 is 2,47,483,398. 398 is the m minus 1 value. So we need to select the seed value x2 comma 0 in the range of 1 to 247 comma 483,398. This is the range. Within this range, we need to select the seed value x2 comma 0. Okay, for the second generator. Okay, first we'll set j equal to 0 and we'll do the second step. Second step is evaluate each individual generator. Okay, to evaluate the each individual generator, we know the formula, that is x1 comma j plus 1 is equal to a into x1j mod m1. Okay, we are substituting the a value and m1 value in this formula. Okay, x1 comma j plus 1 is equal to, what is the a1 value is given in the problem, that is 40014. Okay, we'll write in a1 place 40014 into x1j mod m1 value. M1 value is 2,147,483,563 is the M1 value. We'll substitute here in this. Okay, 2,147,483,563. Next, x2 value also same thing. We'll substitute the a2 value and m2 value. Okay, a2 value is given in the problem is 40692. Okay, into x2j mod m2. M2 value is given in the problem like this. M2 value is given as 2,147,483,399. Okay, we'll substitute the A2 value and M2 value in this formula. We'll get x2 j plus 1 value. Okay, x2 j plus 1 value is equal to 40492 into x2 j mod excuse me 2,147,483,399. Okay, this is the M2 value. Okay, now next step is set x j plus 1. How to set the x j plus 1? X j plus 1 is equal to x1 j plus 1 minus x2 j plus 1 mod this difference. Okay, 2,147,483,562. Okay, that is m1 minus 1. Okay, x1 j plus 1 minus x2 j plus 1 mod m1 minus 1. Okay, that value, using that we can find the xj plus 1 value. Now next step, that is finding the random number. How to find the random number? If xj plus 1 value is greater than 0, what is the formula to find the random number? That is xi divided by mi. Okay, here xi is nothing but j plus 1, that is xj plus 1 divided by m1 value, that is 2,147,483,563. Okay, that is when xj plus 1 is greater than 0. Okay, if xj plus 1 value is equal to 0, we need to use this formula, that is m1 minus 1 divided by m1. Okay, what is the m1 minus 1 value? excuse me, m1 minus 1 value is 2,147,483,562 divided by m1, that is 2,417,483,563. Okay, that is when rij j plus value is this, when x j plus 1 value is equal to 0. Okay, if x j plus 1 value is equal to 0, we need to find rj plus 1 value like this. If x j plus 1 value is greater than 0, we need to find rj plus 1 value by using xi by m1. Okay, next step 5, set j equal to j plus 1 and return to the step 2. The period for the combined generator will be like this: m1 minus 1 into m2 minus 1, because they have how to calculate the period. To calculate the period also we have the formula, that is p is equal to m1 minus 1 into m2 minus 1 into till mk minus 1. Here the k value they have given 2. So we'll write the p value as m1 minus 1 into m2 minus 1 divided by 2 power 2 minus 1. Okay, k value is 2. Okay, 2 power 2 minus 1. That will, using that formula, we'll find the period here. Okay. Next topic is random number streams. Okay. Here, the seed for the LCG is the integer value x0 that initializes the random number sequence, that is x0, x1 to xp. Here x0, x1 to xp is the sequence of generator. Okay, x0, x0, x1, x2, x3, x4 till xp, we call it as sequence of generator. Okay, and this sequence repeats, and hence any value in this sequence can be used as seed generator. Okay, generator seed value, we can use any value in this sequence as a generator's seed value. Okay, for a combined generator, starting seed for stream I is like this. Okay, starting stream for the seed I is Si is equal to xb into I minus 1 for when the I is equal to 1 to 2 till p bar b. Okay, until that SI value can be calculated as Si is equal to xb into 1 minus I minus 1. Okay, this is for combined generator. Starting seed for the stream I. Okay, starting seed for the stream I is represented as Si. Si can be calculated as xb into I minus 1 for I equal to 1, 2 till p by b. Okay, next topic is tests for random numbers. Okay, we need to test for both randomness as well as uniformity. Okay, here we need to test for the random numbers is we need to find whether the random numbers are following the properties of random numbers, that is independence and uniformity properties. Okay, so we need to test for the randomness means we need to test both the randomness as well as uniformity. If a random number follows the property of randomness as well as uniformity, then only we say it is a random number. Okay, here we do test for that. Okay, whether the number is random number or not will be identified by checking that whether that random number follows these properties, randomness property and uniformity property will be tested here in this test for random numbers concept. Okay, the test can be classified into two categories here. Tests for random numbers are classified into two categories, that is empirical test, which is also called as statistical test. Okay, empirical tests are based on purely on random observations produced. Okay, empirical tests are based on purely on random observations produced, whereas theoretical tests are dual with the properties of generators used to create the realization with the desired distribution. Okay, that is called theoretical test. Theoretical test will be deals with the properties of generators used to create the realization with desired distributions. Okay, these are the two classifications of test for the random numbers. Next we'll see the different types of random number tests. That is, here we use the first test for the random number test is frequency test we do. Okay, it is used to test for the uniformity property. Okay, what is the use of frequency test? Frequency test will test the uniformity of a random number. Okay, whether the random number is follows the uniformity property or not will be tested by using frequency test. Okay, frequency test is used to test for uniformity property of a random number. And here it uses two different types of test. Frequency test uses two different types of tests to find the random numbers uniformity. That is Kolmogorov Simron test. This is also called as KS test. Okay. Next, another type of test for the frequency test is chi-square test. Okay. We do perform for the frequency test two types of tests. That is KS test. Other one is chi-square test. Okay. Next, we have another type of random number test is auto correlation test. Okay, it is used to test for independence property. Okay, frequency test is done for what property? That is to test the random numbers uniformity. Okay, next autocorrelation test will be done for testing for the independence property. Okay, and it tests the correlation between the numbers. Is there any dependency between two random numbers? It will be tested by using autocorrelation test. Okay, this is to identify, check, autocorrelation test is to check for the independence property of a random number. Okay, and this test will test the correlation between the numbers, compares the sample correlation to the expected correlation of 0. Here in this autocorrelation test, it tests the correlation between the numbers and compares the sample correlation to the expected correlation of 0. Okay, that is autocorrelation test. Next we have runs test. Okay, runs test we have again two tests, that is runs up test, runs down test. Okay, this runs test is, it is a direct test for the independence property. Okay, this runs test also will be used to test the random numbers independence property. Okay, it is a direct test of a independence property, and there are two test statistics to consider here. One is based on the normal approximation, other one is based on the numerical approximation. Okay, for that we use runs up test, runs down test. Okay, here the runs test will be used to test the independence property. That's what here we need to remember. Okay, next we have another type of test is gap test. Gap test counts the number of digits that appear between repetition of a particular digit. Okay, gap test will count the number of digits that appear between the repetition of a particular digit. Okay, and then uses the KS test to compare with the expected number of gaps. Okay, first it will gap test will count the number of digits that appear between the repetition of a particular digit, and then it uses KS test. Case test to compare with the expected number of gaps. Okay, that is called gap test. Next one we have poker test. Poker test treats the numbers grouped together as a poker hand. Okay, it treats the numbers grouped together as a poker hand, and then hands obtained are compared to what is expected using chi-square test. Okay, in poker test, first we do group together as a numbers will be grouped together as a poker hand. Then after obtaining it as a poker hand, we compare with the expected using chi-square test. We perform the chi-square test and we'll compare that what actual values with the expected value by using chi-square test here. Okay, and these are the following hypotheses is considered to test for uniformity here. That is H naught is equal to Ri is equal to, it is approximately equal to U of 0 comma 1, and H1 is Ri is not equal to U of 0 comma 1. Okay, R naught is Ri is equal to U of 0 comma 1. H1 is hypothesis 1. Okay, H0 and H1 is hypothesis 0 and hypothesis 1. Okay, if hypothesis 1, then the Ri is not equal to U of 0 comma 1. Okay, H naught is the null hypothesis. Okay, that reads the numbers are uniformly distributed on the intervals 0 comma 1. Okay, this H naught specifies null hypothesis. Okay, H1 represents the hypothesis 1. Okay, and here we have the following hypothesis is considered to test for the independence is H naught is equal to R1, that is equal to independently, and H1 is equal to Ri, that is not equal to independently. Okay, this is if it follows the null hypothesis, then it is independent one. If it is not follows the independence property, then it is, if it follows the H1 hypothesis, then it is not independently, the random number is not following the independence property. Okay, H naught is the null hypothesis that reads the numbers are independent. Okay, if it follows H naught, that means that the numbers are independent, that random numbers follows the independence property. Okay, and failure to reject the null hypothesis is mean that no evidence of non-uniformity or dependence has not been detected by the test. Okay, failure to reject the null hypothesis means that no evidence of non-uniformity or dependence has not been detected by the test. Okay, if hypothesis is failed, then then the numbers are random numbers. Okay, there is no dependency, and these are uniform numbers. Okay, it follows, the random numbers follows the uniformity, and the random numbers are independent. Okay, levels of significance can be calculated by using alpha. Okay, alpha is the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis. Okay, alpha is the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis when the null hypothesis H naught is true, that is alpha is equal to P of reject H naught or H naught is true. Okay, alpha is set to 0.01 or 0.05. Alpha values usually will give in the problems. Okay, question itself, the alpha value will be given, and the alpha value will be P of reject if H naught bar H naught is true. Alpha, usually the alpha value will be 0.012 or 0.01 or 0.05. that alpha values will be given in the problems itself.